Maybe he can have Nolan Arenado's old Lambo. Oh, man. What is up, everyone?
Dub.
Welcome to the Dub pregame lounge.
Let's go!
That is not because we're playing the Wizards tonight. The Nuggets are playing the Wizards, but that's not the reason. We're just stacking dubs in Denver, one on top of one another, every day, all day.
Every day we're
dub on top of dub.
Is that a dub ladder?
That was a dub.
Ladder.
Yeah, that was a dub ladder.
Yeah, it's a dub ladder.
We are presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Make sure to use the code DNVR when you sign up and download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. I'm Harrison Wynn hosting tonight, joined by my man Brendan Vogt.
It's cracking, fellas. Boss is away. The kids must play. Let's get after it. Eric's still here, but that's... I mean...
Yeah, that's right. I you know what's funny is when you say that, does not register that I am technically your boss.
Yeah, you are very much my boss, but you're also one of the kids.
There's gonna be changes around here. I'll tell you that much right now.
No more ankles. Sorry.
That's the man, Eric Weedham. You know him as D-Line.
Guys, Dev is a Broncos fan now. All right, Dev, let him talk about it. Let's go.
The newest Broncos fan in the building, superstar Dev Johnson.
Don't let these guys talk. If you want to know what the dub ladder was for, it's because every single beat that DNVR has something very, very interesting happening right now.
Even the Rockies beat.
Even the Rockies. That's how you know it's a dub ladder.
Yeah. Russell Wilson is a Bronco.
Yep.
Chris Bryant
is a Rocky. Yep. Dev's a Bronco fan. Dubs on dubs on dubs.
Yeah.
Denver.
I can't wait to see what team
And
the
Jamal
Rockies
Murray,
have to pay
Jamal
$50
Murray
million
news.
to take on that contract in 3 years, but that's 3 years from now.
And then Denver's a city full of stars right now. The
Yeah.
Avalanche's entire team, the MVPs in Denver in the NBA.
Me, D-Line.
That's right.
Dev, you.
That's right.
The brightest timeline.
Winners, stars everywhere.
So we got Nuggets Wizards tonight from D.C. Second game of a 3-game road trip for the Denver Nuggets. We got a lot to get to. Jamal Murray, he is not with the team. He's in Grand Rapids practicing hard, going through some reps, ramping up. So we'll talk about that as well. Also, should the Nuggets chase the 4 seed? It's still in reach. The Jazz are kind of breaking down as this season goes along. So we'll discuss that. And finally, Superstar Dev will give us his best DraftKings Sportsbook bets for the night. We'll stack some more dubs in that segment.
Dude, another rung to the dub ladder.
Another rung to the dub ladder.
Make that graphic, Eric.
Make that other graphic. First, Brendan Vogt. Game notes. What should we be watching for in Nuggets Wizards tonight?
Let's start injury report, shall we? Zeke Naji is ruled out. He was questionable with bilateral knee soreness, a knee injury he has returned from but continues to plague him a bit. Aaron Gordon, who was questionable with a non-COVID illness. I have to assume among some other physical knocks he's dealing with, but all the same, on the injury report with non-COVID illness, he's available.
Okay.
And then JaMychal Green was probable with a right wrist sprain. He's available as well, right? I haven't seen any official word
he is,
on
yeah.
J-Mike. So there's your injury report from the Denver side. Michael Malone spoke on that Jamal Murray update. And if you ever want to just stop feeling excited about the Nuggets, make sure to ask Michael Malone straight up
If
what
you
he
ever
thinks.
need somebody to temper expectations, call up Michael Malone and put him on retainer.
That's your man.
Pay him pro bono. Like, this guy is a master at tempering expectations.
He's the Nuggets wet blanket. I appreciate it. We can't have dubs everywhere all the time. You can't act like it's dubs. We can just, you need to have somebody to bring you back down.
So he cautioned against just that, getting too excited. It's not like Jamal Murray's coming back on Friday against the Cavs, he said. Although, what about Saturday? No one followed up, but I digress. So he did admit it is definitely a sign of progress. There are different check marks you have to reach, and knowing that we don't practice a ton, we're not going through 5-on-5 in Denver a lot, having that G League team is a great resource. He's been able to do some things with them that he hasn't been able to do with us. Again, tempered expectations, but he admitted that it is a step in the right direction.
Definitely. We're going to talk more about Jamal and MPJ in segment number 2, so I want to save that for that. But
sounds good.
But that's a good update.
To go onward, he talked about JaMychal Green getting that defensive player of the game chain. He said he was well deserving of it, but also he wanted to highlight what we talked about, fellas, how you could see in that video how truly excited and genuinely happy for J-Mike they were. Mm-hmm. A culture in Denver, as is well documented on this show. On Wes Unseld Jr. navigating what has to be a very weird first year as a head coach. he said, I think Wes is made for this. And he did point out that he was originally there to coach Russell Westbrook. That never happened. Then Bradley Beal, who's now been injured.
Right.
Rumors swirling about his departure as well. And so it's been anything but a normal start for Wes. But I think Wes is made for this, Malone said, and he'll continue to lead that team in the right direction.
What was always apparent about Wes Unseld in Denver is that he's very even keel. So he'll keep the temperament, pretty mild. I don't think he's going to overreact to something or get too excited or too down. I think Wes Unseld is kind of built for this because he's just got such a even keel approach.
He is. Now he's still learning how to navigate the mic, and I say that because as we remember, he did vaguely compare Kristaps Porzingis to Nikola Jokic. More specifically, Beal and Porzingis to Murray and Jokic.
That's right.
If you guys remember. Now that was a
right.
long time ago, but Malone was asked about Jokic and Porzingis comparisons in the pregame, to which I had to double-check the calendar. What year is it, fellas? But not really, Malone said, other than being big and foreign. I think that's where the similarities stopped. And that's where the pregame stopped. He got up and left.
I think that's about correct. That's a very good answer there. I'm seeing an update injury-wise on the timeline from Chris Marlowe. Chris Marlowe dropping a report here. Vlatko Čančar is warming up in Washington. He's going to be ready to rock and roll, apparently, in a couple of weeks.
What?
Oh, man.
Yeah, Vlatko Čančar is still on the team, just has been out with a broken foot forever.
Yeah, I was going to say that was such a rough injury that I just thought that his time in Denver was just completely done. So that is actually great news for Vlatko. And also just it's another latch on the dub ladder.
This is incredible, man.
The Dubs keep climbing. The Dubs keep coming.
Yeah. D-Line, are you excited at all for Vlatko? Can you see Vlatko playing a role with this team down the stretch or in the playoffs, or is this just a moot point here?
Here's the thing about Vlatko Čančar is that he is what you need him to be when you need him to be. They're certainly not going to carve out a spot in the rotation for him.
Yeah.
But Vlatko Čančar is the guy that, if called upon, will absolutely be able to step up and deliver if needed. And so hopefully we don't see him, because that would mean probably there was catastrophic injury that happened in front of him. But I'm just happy to see to hear that the guy is playing. Dev said, that injury was so rough and came out of nowhere, and it came at a time when Vlatko was really starting to make an impact for the first time. He was finally getting his shot, and so it was sad. It's a bummer to see a guy that works so hard, does everything right, looks like a Photoshop, finally get time and finally see it pay off, and then it just be taken away not only from him but from us. And he and Nikola are just the best of friends. So anything Nikola likes, I like.
Dev, would you rather have Vlatko Čančar or Davon Reed for the playoffs? Now, Davon Reed currently is on a two-way deal, meaning he's not playoff eligible. But who would you rather have for the playoffs, if it just you?
Me personally, on the basketball court, I'd rather have Davon Reed.
I agree.
Just feel like he's an NBA player that really can help the team. And also you throw him out there for some minutes for basketball purposes. Now, for everything not in basketball, I'm going Čančar, Vlatko. And I think that's why I think that it's news that he, is trying to come back. Because if you throw him in a playoff series, say that the Nuggets are, down 10 points, 12 points in a game, and you just need a spark, you throw him in there and the team's going to feel it. He's just going to give that bolt of energy, and then also just that veteran presence. But I think that is just more so of the morale of the team, and I feel like he has that.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. I don't see them cutting Vlatko and converting Davon Reed. This is the squad I think they're going to roll with. But, Vlatko can give them some nice depth. Zeke Naji, his knee soreness doesn't seem like it's going away, so it might be nice to have that insurance there as well.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. So we got a big update yesterday. The Nuggets sent Jamal Murray to Grand Rapids. He's practicing there this week. Now, the Nuggets are on a road trip, so they're obviously not practicing on the road. They don't really practice when they're at home anyway. So this is a great opportunity for Jamal to get back into shape, to ramp up, for Denver to see where he's at. Vogt, how encouraging do you think this news is, just that he's practicing? I mean, this is clearly a step in the right direction.
Yeah, well, I tell you, you think back to the last update, if you will, which was that he was 50-50, which briefly seemed like maybe it was talking around a setback without saying there was a setback. This news to me implies, well, no, doesn't really seem like there was one. So good to see him heading where he can play. It's, as Malone said today pregame, it's not like he's going to be playing like 5-on-5 full contact the whole time, but he's going to get to try some things and do some things and test out that knee in ways he wasn't in Denver. I'm still not surprised with the timeline to see Jamal still working his way back. So to me, this is all good news, and you hope to hear that it goes well. I did see Mike Singer tweet today that the first practice was positive, went well, and that he's scheduled to go again tomorrow, I believe. So
Yeah. He's about 11 months exactly out from surgery. Surgery was middle of April. We're in the middle of March right now. D-line, is this going to be another dub for the Denver Nuggets and,
It's already
and
a
for
dub.
us?
It's already a dub. Just
Okay.
the fact that the man is back on the court is a massive dub. I mean,
Right.
it means that our collective nightmare, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, whether it is soon enough to impact this year, or whether or not it's next year. I mean, when you have the reigning MVP, when you have a guy that can produce better than Michael Jordan in the playoffs, when you have a guy that can shoot more efficiently than Wilt Chamberlain, except for he's shooting threes instead of slam dunks.
Yeah, instead of little finger rolls
Yeah,
over
dude,
guys that moonlight as an accountant.
Yes.
On their off days.
It means that your window is wide open, but that window isn't open this year.
Yeah.
The era of the Nuggets is upon us, and it means the purgatory at some point will be exited by
At
us.
some point. Dev, what do you think about this?
I think just any Jamal Murray's news at this point of the season is great Jamal Murray news.
Yeah.
Like the way that the reason, just for him getting to the playing and being able to compete, I think that just goes a long way. Because if you look at everyone that's played, that means that they're coming to the team soon. Mm-hmm. There hasn't been a person that has went to the G League and then they're just like, all right, never mind, you're done for the season.
Yeah.
So if you just follow the trend of this is how you work your way to the team, and then he's also going to practice and go through another practice right after that, he's trending in the right direction. Amazing news.
My biggest takeaway from just the fact that he's practicing with Grand Rapids is that he's trying to come back this year.
Right.
That's the
Yes.
biggest takeaway. He would not be going to Grand Rapids and doing this if there was any doubt in his mind that he wasn't going to come back this season. So this is just another step along with that process. Now, my read on it is that his return isn't imminent.
Sure.
I don't think he comes back and is suddenly in the lineup on Sunday. I think it's still a little imminent. Michael Porter Jr., on the other hand, is not in Grand Rapids. He's in Denver, but I get the feeling he's closer to a return. Let's go to the question that is headlining this show, Vogt. Who helps the Nuggets more? Is it Jamal Murray or is it Michael Porter Jr.? It's a tough question because it both impact the game in different ways, but who do you think would help the Nuggets more?
You think of a Phoenix series, right? Should it happen, you need Jamal Murray. You think of that title run, you need Jamal Murray. It can't just be double team Jokic, play the pick and rolls a certain way every time for the last 5 minutes of the game. And it will be, right? As good as Monte's been, in the playoffs it will be. Jamal is the key to all of that. Having said that, fellas, I'll cheat a little bit. Who helps the Nuggets more tomorrow? Who's ready to help the Nuggets more tomorrow? Now, again, I'm not saying they'll be back tomorrow, but so to speak, it's Michael Porter Jr., who I think probably has a shorter road in terms of the recovery, both mentally and physically.
Yeah.
Back surgery, terrifying, his third one. But again, the procedure itself, relatively routine. He's not really teaching himself how to walk and cut and feel screens and take off. And here's the one thing we know about Porter when he's feeling healthy, the jump shot's gonna be smooth. So
smooth.
Just right now, you put him in there over Jeff Green. Some things he can't do that Jeff does, but the other way around is true. He rebounds, he shoots better, and I think it makes the Nuggets a better team the second he comes back.
There's a video that friend of the show Alec Gwynn tweeted out today, I think, and it's just like a 20-minute video. Did you guys see this? Of Michael Porter Jr. on the Nuggets practice court playing one-on-one with, it looks like his younger brother who plays at DU and another friend. He looks fine.
Yeah, he does.
No restrictions. He looks good. Yeah, he's playing against one kid who's in college and somebody else who I don't think plays professionally or at a high level, but he looks good. I mean, like, boom.
That guy had the line of the session, though, at the end. The third guy,
say?
he leans in and he goes, "They're lucky I haven't been in the lab," which was
Yeah, I'm sure they're lucky. I can't imagine the Nuggets are too excited about this video being on the internet, but like, he looked good. He looked ready to come back. I had heard at one point that Sunday was a target date for Porter's return against the Celtics. At one point, I had heard that was the date. I don't know if that's changed. I don't know if that is not the case anymore. Everything's fluid, but he's close. I mean, he looks really close, and I actually think him going to Grand Rapids might be a positive, or not going to Grand Rapids might be a positive that, he's just kind of closer to coming back. So, Dev, what do you think? Who would be more helpful to the Nuggets at this current point, Jamal Murray or Michael Porter?
The player that has proved more with the Nuggets, Jamal Murray. You just need that point guard. You need that presence that he brings. He's also such a fierce competitor that he's not going to allow, Jokic to just get double teamed every single time without punishing the other team. He does it in different ways. Like Michael Porter Jr.'s jump shot is so silky smooth, but right now that's what he adds to the team. Jamal Murray adds scoring. He adds passing. He has a great chemistry with Jokic. He started to become a better defender. He just does a lot of things that you just, even when it's just not basketball, like he just adds things to the team that you really need. So how desperately and how badly he wants to be out there. So I expect when he comes back, he's going to come back fully ready to just dominate in every single way. And I feel like having him, that just makes the team that much better because now you have Monte Morris in the second unit, which he's able to run that. And then him and Bones gets to work alongside each other. So, like, the guards, there's not going to be a better guard room, in the NBA after that.
What do you think, D-Line?
Well, I mean, you have to look at, like, we didn't have Jamal last year. We did have Michael Porter Jr., and it went very badly.
Right.
So
4-0.
Yeah, it was
a really good team.
Some squad beat us in 4, as I recall. If I had to choose, I would obviously choose Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray has single-handedly won games for us in the playoffs. He has single-handedly carried the Nuggets in ways that Michael Porter Jr. hasn't shown us he's been able to yet. Like, Michael Porter Jr. is still like a very one-way player. Like, his defense is such that teams still target him. And who knows how he was feeling at the end of the year, but he was a liability. And I'm only talking about him negatively because you're asking me to compare the two most important players for the Denver Nuggets outside of Nikola Jokic. Like, those are both of those guys provide Jokic with weapons on the outside that we don't have right now that is just going to unlock and make his game all the more dangerous, all the more the spacing is going to be ridiculous if you have to consider Michael Porter Jr. sitting out on the end and Jamal Murray playing the two-man game with Nikola Jokic. I mean, this is why we're so hyped on this squad and like why we've all devoted our lives to the Denver Nuggets. Like, there's something real happening in Denver, and this year has been such a bummer because we've had to see what it looks like with, less than.
We've had to have the most patience this year that we've ever had to exercise with this team.
It's true because, being a Nuggets fan is always about next year. It's always about next year. It's always about we've got a young core in place that's coming up, and they're really good. Can't wait for the development of this new young core. But, like, this is a real young core, man. Like, these 3 players are fully legit. And, man, as soon as they come back, it just makes this year, the pain we've all collectively felt, when these guys get back on the court and when they all get back to the level that they were when they exited last, it's just you're going to be like, oh, right.
Yeah, we forget how good it felt.
Oh, right.
How good it looked.
Yeah, we were the Smuggets, man. Yeah. We were the Smuggets,
We can still be the Smuggets. We can still be the Smuggets. Look, it's such a tough question because you were talking about Michael Porter Jr. as a one-way player. I think when he comes back this season, he's going to be the worst defensively that he's ever been.
I'm sure of it.
He has made some strides defensively over the last year before he got hurt again, but he's going to be awful defensively. I mean, that's just like life. He hasn't played in months. He was already a bad defender. He's going to be even worse, I think, coming back. So that's something that's going to be a real struggle. And, how much can Michael Malone trust him to have him out there in crucial situations if he's going to be that bad defensively? Now, offensively, I think he's still going to be really good. Like,
No question.
there's little doubt in my mind he's going to be automatically the Nuggets' best shooter again. He's going to be a big-time threat. And with Jamal, he's just been out for so long that I don't know what he's going to look like.
I know.
It's so hard to say what he's going to look like when he comes back because initially he'll be playing, 20, 25 minutes. Eventually he'll be playing 30 minutes if he can get back, before the playoffs. And then throwing that into a postseason environment is just so tough. So
How long has Clay been back this year?
Clay's been back for a while, man. But the difference between Jamal Murray and Klay Thompson is
Jamal dribbles.
Well, Clay was also out. Clay's actually doing a lot of dribbling right now, and it's not great. But Clay was out for 2 years, but he was also playing in the G League for like a month.
Right.
In games, in full practices. Denver just doesn't have that same time available with Jamal. So I'll put it this way. I think, maybe Porter gives the Nuggets a slightly higher floor, but Jamal would give them a higher ceiling.
No question.
If that makes sense.
Absolutely.
No question.
One thing with the Porter defense thing, a card they'll still have in their pocket is you slide AG up to the 4 and you bring Austin Rivers in to close the game, because it's not like Jeff Green's been a stalwart defensively, right? And he's in fact pretty bad at it. And so the mistakes might be louder, more frustrating with Porter. Offensively, though, it's just a deeper well that you can dip into. And then defensively, you do still have that option of saying, he's not locked in tonight. Let's just get Austin out there for the final 3-4 minutes. I just think Porter stands a better chance of helping them right away because of what you outlined. How reasonable is it to expect Jamal Murray to look like a great player?
Yeah, we'll see. It's a tough question for sure. All right, let's move on to segment number 3. Guys, we're sitting here, I think 14 games left in the season.
That's crazy, man.
The 4 seed is still within reach for the Nuggets. I mean, Utah is 6-4 in their last 10. They just lost their last game. They are currently 1.5 games ahead of the Nuggets. The Mavs are tied with the Jazz for the 4 seed. Dev, I'll go to you first on this one. Should the Nuggets try to get the 4 seed here, put their chips into that basket, try to get home court advantage in the first round, or would you be in favor of them trying to rest some guys down the stretch, make sure they can do everything possible to get healthy before the playoffs?
It's so difficult because if they're the 4 seed, then they get to avoid the Suns, correct?
I'm not looking at it right now.
Yeah, so
they would have the Suns in the second round.
Go to second, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
no, rest up.
Right.
Also, we've seen them try to go all out for the full season, playing Jokic for every game last year, and then just kind of he wears down. Will Barton has also been a player that we haven't been able to see much in the playoffs because he wears down.
True.
PJ Dozier, you've seen them chase these seeds and it has not worked out for them. Also, if you're not avoiding the Suns anyway, you might as well just pick your poison at that point where you have the best player on the court. You just try to win it in that way because that's the only team that really gives me nightmares, trying to play against them.
Poor Dev.
So everywhere else, I
Can't
feel like
sleep.
you have a chance.
Dev is this close to entering Smuggets territory again. He's
unreal.
very close. He's teetering on the edge.
First a Broncos fan, then a Smugget. More Doves for the day.
You know that police report meme where it's stab victim? What are
Yeah,
you going to
but
do,
not
stab
for
me?
me.
That's us to the basketball gods every 3 weeks.
Oh, totally.
What are you going to do, hurt us some more?
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
yes, yeah.
Vogt, do you think it's important to have home court advantage in the first round?
Sure. Yeah, it's better than not having it. My answer to this question, though, the original one, is I don't really know how different going for it and just trying to survive even looks.
Yeah.
With the way the Wolves are playing, Dallas is playing, Utah is playing. Every night is a keep pace night out west. So going for the 4 and trying to avoid the play-in might be one and the same down the stretch.
It really could be. It really could be. There he is, my man. We can still be the Smuggets. Damn right we can. Damn
First,
right.
I am not saying this. And again, that is not me. Just so everyone's clear. I did make
I'm not
his,
convinced of that.
I did make his avatar, but I met him in real life.
You did?
Yes. He asked me to, and I did it.
Custom avatar.
That's hilarious. All right, let's move on here. Final segment of the pregame lounge. Let's fire up that DraftKings Sportsbook app. Let's win some money tonight with the help of Dev Johnson over there.
Let's make that money,
Let's
baby.
do it.
Do you guys have Nuggets lines?
I see a Nuggets line. Yes, I got the Nuggets -6.5.
What about props?
I've got some props. Yeah, I got props.
What do you do?
Do you not have props?
I don't have props. I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Okay.
So we'll just go with the line that you said.
Sure.
Actually, I have props now.
Okay, we got props.
So Nuggets coming to the game favored by 6.5. I like them.
I like them too.
I like the Nuggets to win.
Money line or line? Or spread, I should say.
Spread, I think.
I like spread.
Yeah.
I like spread. Like we just seen them come off of a very good win against the Sixers, where I feel like we're playing tight just because of how much it meant to everywhere else, the outside world.
This is the thing that gives me pause. Is like we are in a place where we could have a prime emotional letdown game. The emotions that went into the largest Twitter game of the year last game were
Stakes were high.
the stakes were very high for me personally, and I know for all of you. And we got that dub. It felt great. I felt like we won the NBA championship on Twitter. And now are the Nuggets susceptible to the same emotional letdown that me personally I am susceptible to? Possibly.
The way the Nuggets lose tonight is if they beat themselves.
Yes.
Like if they just turn the ball over a ton,
That's the one
which
I'm
they
worried
can
about.
do.
Yeah.
If they go cold from three. The Wizards are not a good team. They've lost 4 in a row. They just lost to Portland, for crying out loud.
Serious question. Who guards Kyle Kuzma?
Aaron Gordon.
Aaron Gordon. does.
Jeff Green or Aaron
Serious
Gordon.
question. Who guards Jokic?
No, other serious question. Who guards Ish Smith?
See, so that's where
Do
we'll
they
go
have
next. Let's just hurry up and lock it in. Ish Smith, 7.5 points. Why would they ever go
What team
that
does he
low?
play for now?
7.5 points.
He's
is
on the
just
Wizards.
So
Is he?
damn easy.
Yeah.
He's starting to play like 21 minutes a game.
Oh,
now.
God.
He's
I
going to
know.
get 7 points in
Yeah.
about 3 minutes.
Dope. Yeah, great betting section.
Yeah, just
Dev.
I'm just telling you, just throw that in there. Whatever you do, just throw that in there. He's gonna get 7.5. It's happening. Kyle Kuzma's been playing good, like he really
Yes.
is. But also, this is why I like the 6.5 line. Kyle Kuzma's their best player, their second best player. KCP, I don't like it. I just really don't like it.
Porzingis disrespect. You went to Contavious Caldwell.
I haven't seen Porzingis
I think
play with
he's
them.
a good playoff player.
Yeah.
I was like, is Kristaps' middle name start with a C?
That's actually hilarious.
Kristaps Kringle Porzingis.
So I mean, I just don't like it. And also, I think that we've also seen some really big Porzingis games against Jokic. He really does play up to that. I'm not gonna go all in on the Wizards, guys.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not. On the Nuggets side, who I really like, we're just gonna ride the well.
Okay.
Bones Highland.
Oh,
Let's lock that in. His points are only at 10.5.
Oh, let's lock that.
That's a lock.
Let's lock
He's
it
also
in.
going to be able. He's going to go against an Ish Smith.
How
Were
far
they-
away is Wilmington from DC?
were they
Well, they was
brave
calling
enough to
last-
give us three-pointers with Nashawn Bones Island?
They
Every
have
time you
to.
say Nashawn, I'm like, who the hell is he talking about?
I want his threes. If they've got it, they've been too cowardly.
Game's
to
at
even give us
5.
2
odds.
hours. Can the Bones Highland crew
1.5.
make the 2-hour trek to
Dude,
DC?
1.5 on Bones threes. Yes, please.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's just put that. Let's just get that in there.
Sounds like a mic check over there.
So yeah, like let's just do that. Those are the two we could go with. Ish Smith points over.
Yep.
Bones Highland points over. I love
Okay.
it.
The classic bets.
I
Ish
like
Smith
Jokic
and
for a
Bones
triple-double
Highland.
tonight.
Yeah, me
Plus
too.
155. I like that bet.
This is where I go, well, guys, there's a good chance they'll be up by too much and he won't play in the fourth quarter. And then it's an absolute nail biter and they have to play well deep into overtime.
Right.
I like it. I like it too.
Right. You like anything tonight, though?
I just preemptively like around the association. The Sixers have the Cavs right now who are not backing down
I
from
can't
anyone.
wait for around the association later.
so it could be
I
good.
can't wait. Guys, make sure to tune into the post-game lounge. Hopefully it's a winner's lounge. We will definitely go around the association tonight. Absolutely. Thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you guys then.